Something I find really odd as an American backpacker is how much just like straight lies.
Say everything is bigger in America. Yeah, right.
Obviously, as an American who lived in Europe for years, I got dogged on for being
One thing Europeans don't understand.
Europeans who keep telling me that it's too dangerous to travel to the United States, they've just lost all logic. Here's what bothers me about this argument. It's not ignoring the fact that parts of
biggest culture shock with America versus the UK.
Europeans do not believe in work-life balance because they believe in life with a little bit of work sprinkled in there. I'm in Madrid right now.
The phrase "the European mind cannot comprehend this" has been fully brought to life this week. With the World Cup about to start here in the United States, it's brought a lot of Europeans to the country for the first time.
Stop scrolling. Because what thousands of Europeans are saying after visiting America is completely destroying everything they were told before they arrived. They expected rude people, unsafe streets, and non-stop disappointment. Instead, many walked away asking one shocking question. Why didn't anyone tell us the truth? If you enjoy hearing real stories that challenge popular assumptions, subscribe right now before you forget. Because this channel brings these unbelievable experiences every single day, and you won't want to miss what's coming next. From unexpected kindness to everyday moments that completely change their opinions. These first-hand reactions are sparking conversations around the world. Stay with me, because what you're about to hear might completely change how you see America too.
Something I find really odd as an American backpacker is how much just like straight lies are perpetuated abroad about America and how unjustifiably hateful a lot of them are. Hear me out. There are a lot of things that are terrible about America, obviously. Like, our government is terrible. A lot of our people are also awful, but that is the case anywhere in the world. There are a lot of really bad governments. It particularly gets to me when someone from the United Kingdom has something to say about American politics. Like, please, you do not want to get into this with me right now. But I personally find it so frustrating, especially with like other travelers who just have these like, have never been to America and have these like preconceived notions about what America is like that are entirely unfounded. Like, we don't have math in school and there's no bread in our supermarkets. Like, you're just making things up and refusing to listen to people who actually live there. If people did this to other countries in the way that they do it to America, they would rightfully be called ignorant, closed-minded, hateful, whatever. And it is not lost on me that America is the target of this and is also one of the most multicultural and diverse countries in the entire world. And I'm someone that actually likes having like political discussion about like cultural differences, things that are good and bad about America. Like, I don't mind when someone wants to talk to me about America in a negative way, because there are so many things that are fair to criticize about America. But when people just come from a place of total ignorance and refuse to accept that, like, maybe I'm wrong about the fact that they only sell bottled spray cheese in supermarkets in America. Like, I just, like, what do you gain from that? Like, I thought people that you meet while traveling, like, wanted to learn about other cultures and become more open-minded and gain a better understanding of the world.
Say everything is bigger in America. Yeah, right.
What is his place? Does it have bear? Does he still have fish? Pew, pew, ow.
What do they have that we do not have?
Yes, Papa. You will not believe what I just saw.
They are all obese pigs.
You want me to dip the fries in the frosting? What is wrong with you, America? I won't know. It's very good shit.
They do not even have universal health care.
I'm so ready for the soccer match. That is by no health care.
They have no culture. We have the Beatles. What do they have?
He's from Texas, I can tell. Bye, so wet.
We drink tea with milk. What do they have?
What is the Matadoba blast? It is like lightning going down the throat.
I'm glad America is hosting the World Cup so everyone can see what a disaster it is.
I'm going to tell everyone about the glory of America. I am America. USA. USA.
Yeah, we're the shit.
Oh, I love the Wendy's. I want to try Baconator.
Obviously, as an American who lived in Europe for years, I got dogged on for being American. My problem wasn't necessarily the dogging that the Europeans did on America. It's that they didn't know what is actually funny about America and what is actually worth making fun of. Like, most of the jokes boiled down to all of your people are stupid, all of your people are fat, you are all propagandized and ignorant, and you all voted for Donald Trump and you all love it, or your children died in school shootings, and that is really funny to me. But those things aren't what's actually funny about the United States. What's actually funny about the United States, Mormons, we could start there. There's a lot of material for you guys there. The names of towns and cities in the Midwest, and the way people talk there, like Oshkosh, hello. Let's try maybe pageant culture. dance moms culture, like competitive youth dance and pageants. Greek life, things like Bama Rush. I'm sorry, Europeans should be having a field day with that because it is actually ridiculous. I'm just saying there's a lot of untapped material and that you guys need to step up your material and start with things like how Republicans do their makeup and not like gun violence.
Europeans who keep telling me that it's too dangerous to travel to the United States, they've just lost all logic. Here's what bothers me about this argument. It's not ignoring the fact that parts of the United States are dangerous, which I fully acknowledge that they are. Parts of them are far too dangerous for me to ever even consider driving through, let alone like actually getting out and going to. But the number of people who told me, I was in Europe for like 6 months recently, the number of people who told me unpromptedly, like, I wouldn't go to the US because it is too dangerous. It'd be like me saying, I really want to go to France, but there's one section in the city of Paris that's too dangerous, so I'm not going to go. Okay, like, if I went to France, I wouldn't go to that section regardless of whether or not I knew it was dangerous, probably, because those kinds of sections are like out of the way. Like, if you came to Chicago, you wouldn't just go to the south side of Chicago on your own volition. Like, there's no reason to go. If you went to New York City, you wouldn't just go to the South Bronx by yourself. Like, you would be so far, hours of travel away from there if you went to Manhattan. And it just doesn't make any sense. It's like the logic is just not in the room. Like, these people cannot formulate a logical argument. And that's the part that pisses me off. Because if you come to the United States, like, even if you just went to New York City, which I get is like the cool, flashy thing to do, whatever. Again, you would not be in a dangerous area if you were just in like Chelsea or the West Village or something, the Upper East Side, like insert literally any place, let alone entire states, Arizona, Wyoming, like beautiful areas where no part of their city, no part of their state even has a violence issue. So it's just beyond logic. Like, if I told you I was going to Germany and then my only thing was like, well, I can't go because the Frankfurt train station is dangerous between the hours of midnight and 4 a.m. That's so fucking stupid. And it would be like, well, I can't go climb the Zugspitze in Bavaria because hours away at the Frankfurt train station, it's a little dangerous at night. Like, do you see how that doesn't work? Does that make sense to you? How that argument makes no sense? Okay, like, let's think a little bit. And the World Cup is such a prime example of all of these people coming here. You think the violence in these like shitty areas of big cities in the United States is stopping for the World Cup? We didn't just put it on pause. That stuff is still happening every day, but you don't notice it because you're not there in the first place. You have no reason to.
Imagine arriving in a country expecting the worst, only to leave wondering why so many people got it completely wrong. That's exactly what happened to countless Europeans, whose expectations were turned upside down by ordinary Americans, met every day. Before we continue, hit subscribe now, because these eye-opening stories come from real experiences that deserve to be heard, and the next one may surprise you even more than the last. Some couldn't believe the friendliness of strangers. Others were amazed by the scale, convenience, and energy they experienced everywhere they went. Whether it was a simple conversation, an unexpected act of kindness, or something they never imagined seeing, their opinions changed faster than they ever thought possible.
Europeans do not believe in work-life balance because they believe in life with a little bit of work sprinkled in there. I'm in Madrid right now, and people go to work here at about 9 a.m. Nothing's open before that. If you want to go to Starbucks at 6 in the morning to start your day and grind, it's not open yet. Everybody takes their damn sweet time here, and then from 1 to 4, everybody goes on siesta where they go home and take a nap, go for a walk, go hang out with their friends, and then people work for like a few hours after their siesta, and then everybody's out all night. It was 11 p.m. last night, and there were kids on a field trip going to a dinner in Madrid. I'm like, shouldn't you guys be in bed? Like, people here value social life and just enjoying the day and flaneuring and gallivanting about the land so much more than working. And it's kind of interesting because I love it in the sense that people prioritize making memories and being with their friends over work. But I also don't like it because the lifestyle that I've afforded to live in the US is because I've worked hard. And if I had to rescind that lifestyle to live a basic life here, I don't know if I could do it. It's a very different cultural dynamic. And then they call vacations holiday in Europe. I'm going on holiday for the week. Europeans are on holiday every other week. I run a business, a marketing agency, and in the summertime, our European clients will be like, I'm on holiday this week, be back next week. Then they're like, hey, just to let you know, I'm going on another holiday this week, and then it's a bank holiday the following week, and then I'm going on an extended holiday the week after. It's like, in the summer, people barely work, and they take their siestas and they take their naps, and things fully close down so people can rest. And compared to the US, it's a culture shock, and I have mixed feelings about it because it seems great on the surface, but if I actually did it, I feel like I would lack purpose and motivation and the desire to upgrade myself as a human being. So work-life balance, it's more like life with a little bit of work.
The phrase, the European mind cannot comprehend this, has been fully brought to life this week. With the World Cup about to start here in the United States, it's brought a lot of Europeans to the country for the first time to experience the geography and the culture. It's returned results I never thought possible. For instance, one fan was driving through Gainesville, Florida, and was absolutely mesmerized by the houses. I'm assuming he meant the frats and sororities, but imagine coming here from another country and being like, oh, take a look around in Gainesville, as somebody who knows what Gainesville truly is as the swamp. That same person then remarked on driving through a forest. They were talking about Atlanta. They were driving through Atlanta to get to Atlanta for the games. There have been some friendlies that have taken place, and there's been some positive remarks about the stadiums in Cleveland and Chicago, which are about to be torn down and replaced for more modern stadiums. We're hearing sentences that the English language has never heard before. Iraq has chosen West Virginia as their training facility. The Spain team arrives in Chattanooga to get ready for the World Cup. The Ivory Coast is greeted by thousands of fans in Wilmington, Delaware. And then there's the food aspect of being here. You know, I'm not a big traveler, but I went to Italy one time and was, of course, blown away by the quality of the food, as you would expect. People came here and they immediately went to Waffle House and Taco Bell, and they loved it. That's what we had to offer, is glorified fast food, and they were so excited for it. And it goes the other way too. As an American, I do not realize truly the scale of soccer. And to put it in perspective, Marcel Reed, the quarterback at Texas A&M, to me, that's like a household name, is an SEC college football quarterback. He meets Messi, and he probably has what? Maybe 1/1000th of the fame that Messi has, and that's the guy that we chose as like, hey, be the greeter for Lionel Messi. It's just like your run-of-the-mill, above-average SEC quarterback. It's been awesome. I hope it continues. I hope everyone has a blast here in the United States of America, experiencing all the culture that we have to offer.
You know, I feel sorry for you Americans. You've never had real bread. What are you talking about? We've never had real bread. Well, you don't have any real bread in America. What does that mean? It's not the same bread we have in Europe, right? Your bread it's just cake. It's like a dessert. No, I don't think it's like a dessert at all. No, it was ruled by the Irish Supreme Court that bread in America is literally cake, and it's actually illegal to eat in Europe. They'll literally arrest you for eating. Yeah, this never happened. Well, maybe it didn't, I don't know. So if you go into an American grocery store, you're gonna find bread. No, you only sell toast. We only sell toast. No, toast is a state of being for bread. What? No, toast is the bread that is sliced bread. Yeah, toast is sliced, yeah, but it's still bread that is broiled on one or both sides and then it is toasted. It is a state of being of sliced bread. What are you talking? It doesn't count as bread if it's sliced. It doesn't count as bread if it's sliced? No. Okay, you can get bread that's not sliced, it's fresh baked. You can go to a bakery or the grocery store. Doesn't count, not the same as Europe. How is it not the same as Europe? Doesn't count, it's not like Europe, it's not the same bread. I can't explain why it's not the same.
God.
Americans, how the hell do you live like this? Please tell me whether this is actually the truth or an American is pulling my leg. Please tell me. I was talking to an American the other day and they said to me it takes them an hour and a half to get to their grocery store. What? An hour and a half? Are you pulling my leg? In England, you can walk anywhere for 10 minutes and guaranteed you will find a corner store, a grocery store, somewhere that sells bread and milk. So if I was to forget to buy my milk and eggs for breakfast, you're telling me in America I have to drive an hour and a half to get that? What? This can't be true. Is this true? Because I'm getting a little bit scared for if I ever do visit, I'm not going to be able to have my fun little trips to the grocery store anymore.
that is one of my pure enjoyments in life, just walking around a grocery store.
This video is for everybody who mocked me for moving from the UK to the US, specifically Florida, for the sunshine lifestyle. That is everybody who said, haha, girl, wait until the summer and then tell us if you're living your best summer sunshine life. Well, it's August. It's my first August, and I have an update for you. I really don't know what you're all on about, because I have learned so much about my body this summer, namely all of the new places that I didn't know sweat could be produced. It's been an education. I've also learned how to get away with a crime. All you need to do is leave your car outside for approximately 30 seconds in Florida in August, and then get back in and take hold of the steering wheel. Burns your fingerprints right off. Any crime in the world. I'm ready now. You might be watching this thinking, oh, there's so many clouds though, so is it really that hot? See, one of the other benefits of the Florida summer that you guys all said I wasn't prepared for is that this frequent cloud cover that you can see ahead of me here, it really helps with like the thickness of the air. Kind of almost makes it so that you can be held up by the air without really any effort in moving your body. Someone said it's like wading through soup. Personally, that's something I really enjoy. And finally, in response to all of the haters, it's been great to know that there is something in the world that is more indecisive than me, and that is the Florida weather in summer. Earlier this week, I went and put some burgers on the barbecue, went back inside to get the tongs, and it thunderstormed all over my burgers. And personally, I don't know if you've ever tried it, but really wet, soggy, half-cooked burgers, it's just exactly what I want to eat for dinner in August. If you're wondering why you have this angle of me, it's because I've been permanently naked since the 1st of July, which is also a great liberation of my rights and not negative at all. So for everybody who said, haha, when I said I moved to Florida for the sunshine and I wasn't prepared for summer, then haha back at you.
Okay, hot take, Europeans are actually being lied to. We have been told our whole lives that American friendliness is fake or shallow. But I've been living in the Midwest for more than a decade, and I realized we're just wrong. European me used to see strangers smile as a literal threat. I'm not kidding. Back in Czech, if you're nice, people assume you want a vote from them or something, anything. We call our attitude that we're just being real, but now I'm realizing it's exhausting to be mad your whole life. I'm at the checkout line and these two women behind me talking about business they've just lost. Back in Czech, everyone would tell you, we've told you so. It would be a family tragedy and people would never try again. But here, one of them, she just shrugs it off and didn't work, I appreciate a lesson, I'll come up with something else. Then they just switch topics and they talk about their kids. So I'm standing there like, wait, we're not gonna spend the rest of your year being depressed? Okay. Some Americans are always apologizing for being too much. But from the outside, it is not too much. It's actually just freedom. I'm realizing that moving on isn't shallow, it is just like refusing to stay down. You guys literally hacked the system. I wasn't born to be this optimistic, but I'm obsessed with this. I'm loving this. And I blame Ohio for this.
So what do you think about the United States? Oh, I'm loving it here. The portion sizes are huge. It's like, wow, you think they can't get any bigger, and then they do.
Do you think he knows I'm calling him fat?
The hospitality is amazing here. I have never seen such a great service.
Every American just keeps trying to talk to me. It's just too much. I just want to eat in peace, man.
Do you know what I haven't gotten used to? Tipping. Tipping is so weird, but I make sure to tip a lot.
Why do you guys still have tipping? A waiter cried in front of me. They offered to send me photos of their feet for $50.
I've noticed that you guys are so, confident here. It's so cool how you could just come up to someone and start talking.
Americans are loud, and I mean really loud. Why do you have to do that? You're standing right next to each other.
Everyone is so friendly here. Honestly, it's one of the greatest countries I've ever been to.
Yeah, I'm going to kiss everyone's ass because I don't want to die. People have guts here.
Why do Europeans think Americans are dumb? While seemingly always following up this statement, proving they know absolutely nothing about America, its history, its people, or its culture.
How stupid they are.
No, how stupid we are.
Americans are really stupid.
Americans are stupid.
I mean, it has its good sides, but there's a lot of negatives to it personally.
I think they're a little bit dumb, to be honest.
I think they're a bit stupid.
If you're an American that travels or uses social media, you've probably witnessed Europeans calling Americans dumb, saying we don't know geography, we don't have any culture, and a slew of other comments that are rooted in xenophobia, but somehow have been normalized as the European default to discuss America and Americans. But why is this? Why has it been normalized for Europeans and by influence the world to talk negatively about us while seemingly knowing nothing about America? And then why do they make up such ridiculous things about America to make themselves feel superior?
Why do Americans not use an electric kettle? I don't understand.
It quite literally starts with the loss of America as a colony by the British, and that propaganda coupled with the tinge of envy and probably an inferiority complex. But let me explain. The dumb American stereotype falls apart when you look at reality. The US has comparable overall education levels to Europe and dominates global higher education. So much so that Europeans literally come here to study. It's not that our intelligence is less, it's literally perception. So let's talk about how propaganda actually works, because the most effective lies don't feel like lies. If you tell them enough, they feel like common sense. And why would you question common sense? You just repeat it and absorb it. That's exactly what happened with the European belief that Americans are uneducated and culturally inferior. The collective ego of an entire continent did the work for free. For 500 years, Europeans considered themselves the undisputed center of the world. And due to colonization and a slew of colonies and the control of the world's borders, Europe was actually the seat of the empire, self-appointed pinnacle of human existence. Then, within 30 or so years, they tore themselves apart on 2 large-scale wars, watched their empires evaporate, and turned their own cities into rubble. By 1945, the most civilized continent on Earth was a graveyard. And the only people that could save them, the only people that could save Europe were the uncultured, ghastly Americans, and that was crippling to European sensibilities. The Marshall Plan didn't just rebuild factories, it cemented a power shift that felt like a betrayal of the natural order for them. Europeans found themselves living under a military umbrella provided by a country they had previously dismissed as beneath them. To be saved by someone you consider your inferior is a special kind of psychological torture. They couldn't fight or defeat America, who was their protector. They needed our money, they needed our missiles. What do? You fight their reputation instead. You attack their character, you call them stupid, and that's where the dumb American trope was born. It was an inversion of reality used to manage civilizational grief. Talk about a destiny swap.
Wild. Bit weird, isn't it? It's a disgusting place.
They just think they're the best. They're like, oh my god, we have freedom.
In Sweden, we just like don't talk to each other.
Okay.
Like if you're on a bus, you don't talk to the person next to you. In the US, everybody talks to each other, and I don't like that.
If America was the muscle, Europe was going to position itself as the brain. And if they saw that America was now the future, they had to solidify themselves as the old country, the real culture, the origin source, the refined past. By labeling Americans as loud, ignorant, and uncultured, Europeans could tell themselves that while they lost power, they kept their soul. They kept the root. It's a coping mechanism dressed up as critique. The irony runs deep though, because while Europeans dismiss American ignorance, they rely on a curated, sensationalized version of America to sustain that ego. Hollywood, viral political clips, reality TV, they mistake the most extreme export of America for the whole country. And consuming a country online isn't understanding that country. Now imagine if we thought all British people looked like they came from Essex or Love Island, or the French all smelled like Pepe Le Pew. We would be incorrect, right? Come online and actively mock an American who can't find Belgium on the map, but they have no idea that the cultural distance between Mississippi and Massachusetts is just as wide as France is from Poland.
Capital of USA?
Capital of USA? New York.
New York.
It's New York.
Yeah. Where is Washington, D.C. approximately?
I'm gonna say around here.
And when we point that out, they'll say, oh, well, America is just the same country. Meanwhile, it takes them 8 hours to drive through the entirety of the UK and 15 hours to drive through one state of Texas. They feel no shame about that gap because their superiority doesn't require facts. It requires a target. And most of the time, they're never speaking with the knowledge about what they're talking about. And the argument about us not having culture, they'll look at a black American in their face and say, why don't you know where you come from? Something is very off. Meanwhile, they're Jamaican.
Guys, I don't think American people know where they actually come from. Like when you ask them where are they from, they'll be like, oh, I'm from Atlanta.
Not understanding that Black Americans and Black American culture is unique to America and is a large part of the nation's identity. That's the weakest part of the whole case, because jazz, blues, rock and roll, hip hop, and American music is the music that influenced the world, but it also broke Europe's monopoly on what counted as high art. It was a democratic, visceral expulsion of creativity that European traditions simply couldn't compete with in the modern era. Today, Europeans use American technology, American platforms, and the American-driven English language to post about how uncultured Americans are. And they're now online complaining that American English is being too overly used in the UK. Think about that for a second. Anti-Americanism in Europe was never really about America's flaws. And trust me, America has real flaws worth criticizing. Look who's in office. It's about the difficulty of watching former students become the teacher. It's a real sting that set in during the 1940s when the old world realized it was no longer the main character of history, and condescension became the only currency left to balance those skills. That's what successful propaganda looks like. Not a government memo, not a coordinated campaign, just a story of a group of people that needs to be true so badly that they'll never stop to check if it actually is. And that, my friends, is why we have people coming online making up lies about America, a place they've never been to. Happy Easter.
I am at Buc-ee's right now, and I just am looking for an explanation of what the hype is. Like, this is hell. Everyone's like, you gotta go to Buc-ee's. This is like a Cracker Barrel and a gas station vomited all over each other and then made the ugliest clothes you've ever seen. I'm actually horrified because I think this is what Europeans and other people around the world think of when they think of American culture, like in a dystopian way. Like, no, it's real, and I'm in here right now, and what is this? I'm so scared. The excitement surrounding Buc-ee's as an institution is an indicator of the state of the mental health of the citizens of this country. I think if you are excited about Buc-ee's, you need to go see a therapist. Walmart has been topped. The hell?
Europeans think Americans are fake, but here's what they're missing. When I lived in Europe for over a year, the one thing I heard all the time was that Americans are fake. Too friendly, too smiley, and just too much. And I understand why it looks that way at first. But after living on both sides, I realize Europeans are missing something very important. Americans use friendliness just to make everything easier. Smiling, small talk, and positivity are not about pretending to be your best friend. They're about making everyday interactions easier. It's not deep, and it's not meant to be deep. In the US, friendliness does not equal emotional intimacy. Just because someone smiles or asks how you're doing does not mean they're trying to be close to you. It's just courtesy. And Europe, honesty is often valued more than comfort. In America, comfort is valued more than bluntness. Neither one is fake, they're just different social priorities. Americans don't see friendliness as lying. They see it as being polite and respectful in shared spaces. Once you understand that, Americans stop feeling fake and they start feeling intentional. And that difference actually makes a lot more sense once you actually live here. So do you think Americans are fake? Or just friendly? Let me know down in the comments and follow for more. Europeans think Americans are fake, but here's what they're missing.
My first time in the US during summer, and I'm thinking about all the videos I watched last year about like how British heat is worse than American heat and how British heat is hotter than American heat. I'm in the south of the US right now. What is it on my hair? I have never experienced humidity like this, and I grew up on an island by the coast of Africa. It's a tropical island by the coast of Africa. I understand humidity. I was born in humidity. The air here is thick. It's heavy. It's hot. It's sticky. Anyways, heat is heat. I regret to inform you guys, we also have a way of measuring real feel, accounting for things like humidity. Before, British people are like, yeah, but in Britain we have humidity. It is so hot. But I would much rather prefer spending my time in the US during summer than I would in Italy, though, because at least over here I don't have to smell BO. Like, that's nice. It's like revolutionary, honestly. The lack of BO makes summer better. If the discourse was about the enjoyment of heat, then I would have agreed. It's much more enjoyable to be hot here. But guys, British heat is not hotter than American heat. Like, what even is American heat? Are you talking about Arizona heat, Florida heat? Anyways, this is my...
Americans, you are so lucky. I have spent the weekend experiencing a tiny portion of what an American summer can look and feel like. And all I have to say is, wow. Like, you get the weather, there's so many things near us. We spent the night in the mountains, and then 20 minutes down the road there's like a beach that goes into the mountains. And I just feel like you get such a better quality of life. Like, we have some of the same things in the UK, but the weather's so bad. And another thing that I found really cool is you don't have to pay to park here. So we've had like a free day out. Whereas if you were going to majority of places like this in the UK, you'd have to pay to park. It wouldn't be expensive, but I just feel like you're so lucky to live here.
Some of the things that Americans said to me, but I'll just run through a couple of them. A lady on the chairlift said to me, "So in Australia, do y'all have states or is it just one big thing?"
They don't have any idea.
Someone asked us, do we have Christmas in Australia? Do you celebrate the Lord, or has that not reached your people yet? Someone asked us, do you have supermarkets? Nah, just go in the backyard, slaughter a kangaroo. That's your tucker. We were sitting in a steam room, and a middle-aged American guy goes, "So where are you guys from?" And we go, "Oh, Australia." He goes, "Oh, okay, from Queenstown." No, that's actually New Zealand. We're from Sydney. He goes, "Oh, okay, Sydney, Auckland." And I go, "That's still New Zealand." And he goes, "Okay, all right." And then he followed up by saying, "Yeah, do you guys know about the LA wildfires? You guys don't really get bushfires, do you?" To which my friend Fitzy followed up very quickly. Actually, about 5 years ago, a third of our country was on fire. And he goes, "Okay, no, didn't hear about that."
You thought you could rob me, motherfucker? I saved up for this trip for 3 years. You realize people in America get shot over a parking spot? You don't even have a gun!
Ma dovremmo chiamare la polizia? Ma che polizia? Tanto arrivano tra 45 minuti. Questi americani hanno tutto sotto controllo. Lasciali fare. Sono pazzi.
I work 80 hours a week, 7 days of PTO a year, no siesta, no mental health services, no health insurance. My dog is bisexual, and you thought you could take my wallet without a gun?
USA, 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 USA.
What up, y'all? I'm from Los Angeles, and I moved all the way to the south of France. Crazy, huh? Anyway, check this out. I'm in front of this store, this supermarket. This is called Auchan. But look, I want to show you guys something. I want to show you guys something that you probably don't know. Still got me saying, let me show you. You guys notice in the whole vegetable area, right? No matter what vegetables you look at, there's no spraying all your vegetables. You feel me? There's no spray, whatever they, in America, think is water or whatever they have. There's none of that shit here. All the vegetables are just out. But watch this. This one is crazy. Now in France, in America, we refrigerate all of our milks. You buy it cold, you take it home fast, and you put it in the refrigerator. Well, in France, all the milk sits out. You don't need to refrigerate the milk until you actually open it. Until you open it is when it goes in the refrigerator. Now watch this. In America, y'all know when we buy eggs, they're refrigerated also just like the milk. Watch this. Well, here in France, they're not refrigerated. They just sit out. You take them home, they stay out. And they taste better. But anyway, I bet you never knew that though. I bet you never knew that. Can anybody in the comments tell me why is it that France is able to leave the milk out and leave the eggs out? What do we do different in America? Yeah, we can't leave our milk and eggs out. Or what's that water or that spray that y'all spraying on our vegetables? Y'all let me know. I want to know. And people want to know. I'll holler.
What Europeans think America is like, part 1. So a survey was recently done, and it concluded that 70% of Europeans think Americans are overly loud in public, and as an American myself, I can't really disagree with this, we are pretty loud sometimes. Next, here's a map of what we call the South here in the USA. Well, this is a map of what Europeans think the South is in the USA. I know any person from California looking at this right now is completely not okay with it. Now, a large percent of Europeans claimed that us Americans rely on Amazon for everything, which I hate to say is actually halfway true, because 52% of Americans said they typically start product searches on Amazon before anything else, and in Europe, theirs was just 40%. Finally, several Europeans claim that the average day of an American looks like this. You wake up, eat cereal, or nothing at all. You then travel by car to work, and you work very long and maybe eat fast food or something small at lunch. And after work, you go home, stream shows, or play video games while ordering food to your house or getting takeout. So, to all my Americans watching this right now, how close did they get?
Yes, here's your food. Is something wrong?
This could feed a whole family.
Thank you. Huh? Bro, these are so good.
This is why I like America, man. This is why I love America. America loves you. This is why I love America. Why is the slice so big?
Okay, well, we clearly didn't know the sizes of pizza because we ordered 7 of them.
This is 1 scoop just.
It's like 5 scoops, I think.
This is a small portion, look at this. In Europe it would be extra large.
I mean, can you beat American food? Look at that. It's delicious.
You see how big this is? It is ginormous. I mean, fair play. Like, that is an insane looking margarita.
Ain't got to burn yet.
Thank you. Enjoy, guys.
First sauce.
Delicious. Actually.
I ask a medium size. That's medium. Ma che medium? My entire family can drink from here for 1 month.
You guys sell pew-pews here?
Yeah, man.
There's no one even behind the register.
I know, it's crazy.
So you just take one?
Yeah. I know, right?
S'mores ice cream sandwiches?
Yeah, they're delicious.
This is when Americans do things right. Pancake wrapped sausages?
Yeah.
Yeah, this is when Americans do things wrong.
Exactly.
You guys have an entire aisle dedicated to sweets, not one English option?
What do you mean? They're all in English.
No, like the UK ones. Crunchies, Flakes, Cadbury.
Oh, no, we just got Hershey's here.
Very patriotic, huh?
What do you mean?
All the flags, like 100 hanging in the store.
People are proud to be American, I guess.
Fair enough. It's an entire aisle of crisps and no
you mean
English.
Chips?
Yeah, same thing. But no Walkers, no Quavers.
Yeah, sorry, man. That's all
No
we got.
prawn cocktail. You guys have flaming hot everything.
Yeah.
I feel bad for the bar folks here. You guys sell your cereal in bags?
Yeah, man.
It looks like dog food. Garlic parmesan, ranch, jalapeno.
Yeah.
You guys have a different flavor for every day of the week. Blue Takis.
I know, man.
Oreo and Reese's baking mixes.
Yeah, man.
Oh my gosh. You guys keep your eggs refrigerated?
Yeah.
That's not normal.
Really?
No.
This is a bag of hot Cheetos in America, and this is a bag of hot Cheetos in England. They are meant to be the exact same product, but look how completely different they are. I actually found out that the American Cheetos are banned in the UK due to the excessive levels of red 40, which is potentially carcinogenic. And the flavourings that they use in the British ones come from all natural things like paprika. This is derived from petroleum. You know it's not good for you when the actual Cheeto dust has actually left a stain on the plate. That's doing the same to your insides. That tastes like gone off toilet paper. It's been sat in the toilet for 3 decades. Someone's decided to put some spices on it. Disgusting. It's enjoyable. It is that bad. Even in the British candy shops that are American candy are actually prohibiting people from selling the American version because of the fact that the ingredients are so illegal in the UK. Like this right now is a illegal entity.
I recently learned on TikTok that a lot of Europeans tend to believe wildly outlandish rumors about Americans.
Okay, I would love to get in on this because it's just so wild to me, all of the crazy things that happen here in America that Europeans just have no idea about. And I've got a couple good ones here today, but I'm sure you guys know a lot more that I would love to hear. We could make a running list. We could turn this into a whole series. But here are some more totally true and not at all false facts about things that are real here in America that Europeans probably have no idea about. So number 1 is actually about peanut butter. Remember, like around the time of the 2008 recession, everything hit. Another thing we had was a huge peanut butter recession because obviously it was an affordable thing that people could eat. And so people were going crazy buying up as much peanut butter as they could. So there's a new rule in supermarkets here that you're not allowed to sell someone more than 2 jars of peanut butter at a time, just to avoid that happening again, because people were really losing it. Number 2, in the state of Nebraska, for some reason, it's actually illegal to own more than 3 corgis because you might run the risk of looking like a Queen Elizabeth sympathizer. And people here are just like so anti the royals that like some states really do just have weird niche laws like that. Number 3 is Hershey's Chocolate. You know, the giant chocolate factory here that pretty much owns everything. They actually own a 20% stake in every MLB team. That's Major League Baseball team here in the United States. So no matter who wins, they're literally just always making money. That's how huge they are. Okay, number 4, this is only actually illegal in the state of Massachusetts. It's just frowned upon everywhere else. But it's actually illegal there to host tea at high noon, like a high noon tea. Because that's how upset people are about the Boston Tea Party. If you own any sort of like an upscale hotel or anything, you have to serve tea at a different hour. And number 5, I actually have a personal lifetime ban from talking to any conservative party member in the state of Texas and in its entirety. Because I'm so good at making anything sound convincing enough to people that like I almost had them voting on some liberal politics on accident and they just can't risk that again. Yeah, I'm sure other people have some good ones too. I would love to keep this list rolling.